Good afternoon and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I got another 8 vlogs edited for today. I also ended up, I didn't actually upload any though today. I just edited 8. I did 4 earlier today and then I did 4 when I was watching the Cubs game later this afternoon. So it was raining out again today, so that's why I didn't get any yard work done. And honestly, guys, I probably will really only do yard work tomorrow because I don't really have hardly anything left to do. Like, I've got some, what's it called, like just I'm gonna go through all the flower beds and just kind of weed through them a little bit. There's like very little that's in any of them. Like, I saw like one piece of tall grass, I saw like one dandelion in there. There's like barely like anything, but what is in there is actually kind of tall, so it does kind of need to be gone through, but there's nothing like small little pieces of things and stuff like that in there. And I think I just honestly went through the bed maybe like 2-3 weeks ago or something like that. So I don't really even need to go through it like that much. The worst bed right now is the bed in between ours and our neighbor's driveway. That is because those were the lilies that we moved most recently, and there is they like died down, and then I think like just from like transplant shock and stuff like that, and now they're all starting to come back up, but because they weren't, there was a lot of like weeds I think that just kind of started coming up. But further down where I had done the lilies earlier, those ones are actually all doing really great, and there's like barely any weeds over there. But where I had just done the new part of the bed is where there's more weeds, so I should probably go through that and get most of those out of there, which, like I said, I'm going to try and get to tomorrow. And then, like I said, just kind of go through most of the beds. But the one back by our garage, I looked at it earlier today because I went out there to go and get the what was it called, the freezer dinner for this morning that I put in the slow cooker. So I went out to our outside freezer and found it, or was out there and looking at the flower bed, and there was like no like weeds or anything really like that in there. So I think it's just going to kind of be the ones in the front yard, and then I might try and just see if there's anything in the back. But like I said, it really doesn't look like there is that I'm going to need to get to. So I got to 8 vlogs today. I also got laundry all sorted, and I took care of a nice big load. I took care of 2 loads today, and then I also did a load of dishes, and I made dinner and stuff like that, and I actually already cleaned up everything. Normally, I leave the crock pot to soak overnight, but I actually did wash it out, and was actually completely clean. I didn't just leave it to soak, because a lot of times I do that just because I'm too lazy to do it at night, but I did take care of that. So, I feel like I got a lot of stuff done for today, guys. Like I said, I ended up, like, the vlogs were, like, huge because I actually ended up editing everything off of one of my SD cards, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do the 4 that I did earlier. And then once I got 6 done, it was in, like, the 8th, or no, maybe it was, like, the 6th inning of the Cubs game, and I was like, well, I wonder if I could try and get another 2 done, you know, before it gets too late. And then you know, but I had 1 more on my SD card after that, and I was like, okay, I'll just do 8. So I ended up getting all 8 done for today, which was pretty awesome. And then on top of that, too, there was a box of things in the attic that were actually mine, and I ended up going through that box, and I went through and everything except for, I think everything but one thing in the box I ended up just donating, because it was all stuff that, like, I had, like, knick-knack stuff that I had in my room. And, like, when I was little, you know, like, there was a little figurine of a bear that was sitting on a chair. I think my grandma gave me or something like that. Honestly, guys, I don't really remember it. And none of the stuff in there felt, like, super sentimental or felt super attached to. Like, there's certain things that are, like, really weird that I'm, like, kind of attached to. Like I said, that are kind of, like, odder things than that. Is that a word, otter? No, it's not. That's an animal. It's more strange, I guess, than that. It's like little weird stuff that I keep that, like, has more of a tie for me for my grandma, but I don't even really remember if she ever gave it to me or if it could have been from somebody else. I know that there was a little, like, actually, I don't even know if she gave it to me or if I bought it or if I just went with her and bought it and, like, she paid for it. It's from a thrift store because I saw the tag was still on it from the one that's down the street from us. And it was, like, a little, like, music it wasn't even like a music box. It was like a little like figurine that like you twisted and it was like a little, they danced around. I don't even know. And there was like a random clock too. Like, I don't even know what was in there. But like none of that stuff really was like sentimental to me that I was like, oh, that like she gave that to me. Like, you know, I'm gonna miss it so much or whatever. Like, I honestly don't know if she gave it to me or if it was for my parents or like my aunt could have given it to me. But it's all weird little knick-knack stuff that I like really couldn't care less about, I don't think, anymore. Especially if it's been in the attic for that long and I didn't care about it then. You know, and didn't even know it was up there. I really didn't care about it now. So yeah, there was a lot of like, just like I said, little like trinkets and things like that I had kept. And so it wasn't a huge bin or a huge box, but I did get rid of another box out of the attic because it was one of the ones that we found upstairs. And I was like, oh, I'll go through this at some other point. So I actually just went through it today, so that was awesome too. One of the things though that I did, my grandma, actually, I don't know if this was hers, guys. Oh, and by the way too, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but this has been in my room for like forever. I think she gave it to me actually like on my last birthday, or like the last birthday that she was with us, and she gave it to me, so I thought it was only right to put a picture of her in here. But this is actually a picture I took on and put it on Instagram, and I still me and Matthew got like printer, like photo paper, and so we were doing something for his girlfriend, and so I ended up printing out a picture, and finally it has a picture in it after like so long. But this was one of the things that was in that little like trinket thing, and it's actually, I don't know, I think it's her, my grandma's, was like from her, or maybe we gave it. See, I've never been to Florida, so this wouldn't have been like from me to her. I feel like maybe this was from my mom to my grandma and her, my great grandma or something like that. Or maybe it was like, I don't know, because it doesn't even make sense. I don't even remember my parents ever going to Florida like when I was like little, that they would have like, my mom would have given her that one and I would have given her like this one or whatever. But yeah, it's like from Florida. I don't even know why my grandma had it, but I stinking love this thing. I actually kind of remembered it being at my great-grandparents' house. But well, my grandma moved into their condo after like they had passed away, and she, I think, just still had it there after that, and I think it was there before that. But I remember I used to love playing like with the little tea set. It used to have 2 cups, and I think I broke one of them when I was little. But yeah, that was one of those things in the box. But I think she just like gave it to me or something like that when I was little, and it doesn't match the theme of my room or anything like that. But I thought I'll just put it next to her picture because that works well, right? But yeah, it's just like, I love the little cup holder and the way those like little plates sit on there so perfectly. Whereas she didn't used to, it didn't used to have that, and then I think my grandma like found the little stand or something like that, or bought one, and it just fits on there perfectly. But when I was little, I remember it didn't have the stand or something like that, or else if it did, it was never on the stand. But I like loved that like all the time when I was little. I used to play like tea party all the time when I was go over to her house, because she didn't have a tea set at her house that I could play with. I had one at my house, but when I go over and like spend the night or like stay over at her house and stuff like that, or just like be over there, whatever, I remember like I would always play with that. That's not necessarily true. I did kind of lie. She did have one set that had it was like a little chicken one, but I think she got it at a thrift store, and it was missing like a lot of the like little lids and stuff like that to it. And if I ever find it, I actually think it's in my hope chest. If I ever find it, I'll show you guys. But like, it was supposed to be this like little rooster like tea set, and she used to have that one and the rooster one together, and like we'd play with, I don't know why, I always like that one more, I think because I like the colors on it more, and I like there was all the pieces until I broke the 1 cup. I didn't like that the rooster one didn't have all the pieces. It wasn't like a toy, it was more of like I don't think so. I think it was supposed to be more of like a cute little, you know, decorative kind of like set, but I always used it as a play one whenever I went over to her house. And I, like I said too, I hadn't seen that thing in like forever until I went through the box today, and I was like, oh, I want to keep this, but the other stuff I just got rid of. So, yeah, those things had no sentimental value to me. I don't even really remember. One of them too, the cat, the little like cat figurine that I had, I painted the butterfly that was on its tail with nail polish. So most of them were like kind of like from when I was little, like kind of trash, because I didn't take care of my stuff when I was little, guys, honestly. As you can tell, I broke my grandma's things too, so yeah. I am gonna take a shower though and head to bed, guys. If you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.